Was Enhancement intended to be a tank spec for Shamans? I know it sounds far-fetched, as current Warlords of Draenor has Enhancement Shamans running around with an offhand weapon, but in vanilla, it wasn't uncommon to find a Shaman wearing a shield. Furthermore, there are a multitude of spells and talents to support the thought that Blizzard may have been designing Shamans to tank, only to later scrap the idea. Let's start with Earth-based spells. Earthshock is one of the first spells you pick up, and when you cast it, it causes a high amount of threat and acts as a silence. This means it can be used as a pseudo-taunt due to its high threat generation. In addition to Earthshock, there are other spells available to the Shaman, which cause a high amount of threat. The first of those is Rockbiter Weapon. This spell is a weapon enchant which you may use to increase your threat generation. Also, another major spell is Lightning Shield. This acts like a Shaman's version of Thorns, causing enemies that are attacking you to have less of a chance of aggroing off of you, which, as you can imagine, is very important. Starting with Earth Totems, there are two that distinctly stand out as melee and tanky abilities. Those are Stoneskin and Stoneclaw Totems. The idea would be to use Stoneskin as your normal Earth Totem and Stoneclaw as an emergency to pull mobs off of other players quickly. Moving onward to Fire Totems, there are a few which could be used for tanking, namely the Fire and Frost Resistance Totems and the Flame Tongue Totem. The resistances, of course, aid in fights against elemental-based mobs, while the Flame Tongue Totem would be used for normal combat, if the others are not applicable. For the Water Totems, there isn't much choice, as you mainly use Mana or Water Spring Totem, based on if you need mana or health regeneration. The final totem, Air, would have to be a Wind Wall Totem. This is because the Wind Wall Totem is basically the ranged version of the Stoneskin Totem, reducing attack damage taken by your party. Beyond the totems, Shamans also have many other spells that have amazing utility. These could be Reincarnation for a quick revive, a lesser heal of sorts if you needed to heal yourself quickly in a fight, or any Cure Poison or Cure Disease if you needed to use it in a fight. Looking at the talent tree, there are many examples of defensive points. The first would be Shield Specialization, which makes your shield better. Then there are improvements to Earth-based totems, and many improvements to the Shaman's melee attacks. Also, there is a Toughness point, which increases your armor value, and Anticipation, which increases your chance to block. Parry is also an option to reduce oncoming damage in a fight. Elemental Warding is a talent which decreases the elemental damage you take. All of these talents together improve the Shaman's ability to take damage, which is why I feel that a Shaman was originally designed to have a tank spec. When it came to gear, Shamans wore mail, second best to plate, and could gain significant armor and stamina from their shield and mail. This, in turn, could help make them survive longer and more viable as a tank. Examples of this are the Aegis of the Scarlet Commander, Herald's Shoulders, Dragonscale Breastplate, and Bone Snapper, all of which have stamina, or armor, or strength. After collecting the evidence, I believe that Blizzard had intended Enhancement to be a tank spec, but ended up scrapping it in the end. This is due to all of the ancient spells and talent points, which show the defensive abilities of the Shaman, and their ability to wear mail, which has the second highest armor in the game. So, thank you for watching and listening to my thoughts on the tanking Shaman, and I hope you have a great day.